Hello and a big welcome to the channel. I'm the Motorsport Madman and this is Friday Practice 2 ahead of the 2022 Italian Grand Prix. If you are new to the channel, if you are a Formula 1 fan, then please get yourself subscribed because I'm live for every single qualifying and every single race from the Formula 1 World Championship, as well as preview shows, practice sessions like right now, and much more. So if you are a Formula 1 fan, get yourself subscribed and please do like the stream. Obviously this channel's just getting going in the first season that I've done this, and any bit of interaction, get in the live chat as well, guys. Get the conversation going. Anything with Formula 1 in practice, we just have a bit of a chat. So yeah, get yourself in live chat, drop a like, and hopefully the channel will grow over the coming races and over the coming seasons. So yeah, welcome. We're back for FP2. I'm going to do practice 3 as well tomorrow, and then get into qualifying tomorrow afternoon. That's about, I think, 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, qualifying. That's when we start getting down to the real action. But yeah, we're back, FP2, and Ferrari looking decent. Let me turn down this music now. We don't need in fact, I could leave it like really quiet like that. But yeah, welcome in, guys. Welcome in, Chris Poundcoin. FP2 time it is. Yes. Hopefully the live timings and the GPS look a little bit better now, with the black background and everything. But yeah, Ferrari ending the session with a 1-2. I think it was Mercedes 3-4, Verstappen P5. So, and I think Verstappen with a 5-place grid penalty as well. Whether that makes much difference, I don't know. Judging off the back of the Belgian Grand Prix, it doesn't matter where he starts from. He's going to, Hungary and Belgium. I think he started 10th in Hungary, still won. 14th in Belgium, still won. And then obviously his home race was a close fought one, but he did win that as well. Verstappen has absolutely ran away with the championship now with 7 races to go. It's a matter of when rather than if he'll be world champion now, Max Verstappen. I think it'll come about the Japanese Grand Prix. So we've got this race, then there's a gap. It was going to be the Russian Grand Prix weekend after next. That's been fully deleted for obvious reasons, so no Russian Grand Prix. So there's a couple of weeks off after this, then I think Singapore, Japan are the next 2 races after this bit of a lull, and Verstappen probably win the championship in Japan. So yeah, last 4 races, 5 races of this season, we'll be looking at the battle between McLaren and Alpine, or looking at the battle between Perez and Leclerc for P2 in the championship. God knows, but he has run away with it this year. Leclerc hugging the Ferrari fans. Obviously, Ferrari with the home race, he'll be looking to turn around recent form. Right, let's get the headphones on. Let's get into the session. So yeah, Ferrari with the special livery as well this weekend, and it looks good. I think it looks good, the livery. When I first saw it, I think yesterday on Twitter or the day before, I was like, "What have they done here? What is this with this yellow?" But then, as soon as I saw it on track a couple of hours ago in the first practice session, I was like, "It looks good." It looks good. A lot of drivers as well with special edition Monza helmets this weekend. One of those is Vettel with his Monza special that we're looking at now. I think Bottas is running a special Monza helmet. Obviously the Ferrari guys, a few others. But yeah, we've got a few guys with grid penalties. This is going to be a little bit like Belgium in the respect that whatever the qualifying position, the qualifying order at the end of it tomorrow will not be the grid order for Sunday. So it's going to be a weird one. It's going to be like, you're going to get a final grid position in qualifying, and then it's going to be like, well, that guy's starting from the back. He's going to start from the back. He's going to start from the back. So yeah, Verstappen, Sainz, Perez and Hamilton all with grid penalties means that surely Leclerc's going to be starting from pole position. Whether or not he gets pole position legit tomorrow, I don't know. But surely, with everyone around him on a grid penalty situation, surely the front row is going to be Leclerc, Russell. tomorrow, surely. Everyone else seems to have a grid penalty. The other Ferrari, the other Mercedes, the other Red Bull with grid penalties. So surely the front row is going to be Leclerc-Russell or Russell-Leclerc. Other than that, you know, you could end up with an Alpine right up there. Can Ocon put it on the front row? Can Alonso put it on the front row tomorrow? Alpine looking decent in practice in FP1 earlier on. Ferrari looking good. They've got to win this weekend, Ferrari, surely. They've got to win this weekend. They're out of the championship now. They can relax, you know. Listen, the pressure's gone. They had a good go for it, didn't they? The first 3 or 4 races of the season, I was thinking Leclerc's gonna win the championship. You know, after Australia, I was like, that's it. It's Leclerc's year. It's Ferrari's year. That's not happened. It's not panned out that way through either strategy, engines blowing up, drivers sticking it in the wall. It's not happened for Ferrari this year. And they may as well just relax now. The championship's gone. Verstappen's 109 points clear, I think, in the drivers' standings. In fact, I've got it here. If that works. Yeah, that should work. Yeah, so Verstappen on 310 points. Let me check if I've even got a microphone on this. Yeah. So look at the Drivers' Championship. Look at the teams. Look at the Constructors' Championship as well. Verstappen 109 points clear. It's done and dusted. Leclerc and Perez, interestingly, on exactly the same points. Is it that interesting? It might have to be after Japan. That might have to be interesting between Leclerc and Perez. We've got Russell as well ahead of Sainz in the championship. I mean, really? Considering the year Mercedes have had, Russell ahead of Sainz in the championship? Unbelievable. How Ferrari have messed this up is beyond clown status. But yeah, Lewis Hamilton there, 6th in the championship, 158 points. Interestingly, Hamilton 30 points behind Russell with 7 races to go. Will Russell actually beat Lewis in the championship? Like this is an actual scenario that it could play out, you know, could realistically play out where Russell ends up with more points than Hamilton in the same car. Then obviously you got a massive gap then with Hamilton on 158. They're massive. You can see that it's got a top 6. You know, in football there's a top 4 go to the Champions League. In Formula 1 you've got a top 6 and then you've got everybody else. Norris next in the championship on 82 points. But yeah, these are the type of subplots we've got to start looking at beyond Japan. You're gonna have to be looking at Alpine v McLaren for fourth in constructors. Aston Martin v AlphaTauri for P8. Anybody? This is what you're gonna have to start looking at. But yeah, we're about to get underway. Let me make sure that's gonna load. Hopefully, it does load, and we're underway for practice. So yeah, FP2 underway, and a lot of the teams with showing respects to Queen Elizabeth II. Yeah, royal initials on most of the cars have got showing the respect in some way. Fair play. Right, let me get this timer up and running. In about 10 seconds. Verstappen out of the garage. Nice day, nice afternoon in Italy. Wish I was there. 3, 2, 1. Right, we'll start that timer now. Yeah, 59 minutes to go in FP2. Yeah, this stream does look a lot better than it did in FP2, if I don't say so myself. But yeah, so everyone's come straight out of the garage then. There's no messing about in FP2. You've got most of the cars straight out. And I didn't notice it in FP1, but I think they've got rid of the sausage curbs. I think they've fully removed them. Which, having seen some of the incidents due to the sausage curbs, especially round here, round Monza, there was some horrendous crash in, I don't know whether it was like a Porsche Cup race or some kind of GT race a couple of months ago, and he just goes over that sausage curb, mate. Causes absolute havoc. Flipped the car over. It was an absolute destruction. So I'm glad they got rid of it. Also, the gravel's come back on the outside of Parabolica, which I back the return of the gravel because that was just a massive runoff area on the exit of Parabolica for a couple of years. But they have brought back the gravel, and that's good. You know, you make your mistake, you have to pay for that. Helmet cam on board with Carlos Sainz. Yes, Aways and Farhan, welcome in, guys. Welcome to the stream. Everyone, got the Queen, I'm Irish. Yeah, but the Formula One's not British, is it? Formula One's not English. You know what I mean? Formula One is a worldwide sport, whereas the Premier League is English. You know, so you got to respect it. I actually respect the fact that the football's not on, and it shouldn't be on, and I think they've done the right thing. You know. And people say, "Oh, you can't just bring the world to halt." Mate, the Queen's died. This ain't some random Donny. The Queen's died, bro. Like, yeah, you can stop the world. Yeah, you can. Because if you can't stop the Premier League now and all of it now, when can you? Never. The Queen has died. You don't understand. People don't understand how monumental that is. It's the biggest news story in our lifetimes. It's the biggest news. But Formula One carries on because it's not an English sport. You know, it's a global sport. There's a couple of English drivers, you know, a couple of English teams, but you know, it's not an English thing. It's you know, Italian Grand Prix. But yeah, man, I don't blame that everything should stop. Everything should stop for the Queen. It should. Like, 70 years on the throne. You know what I mean? 70 years. And you're fuming because a football match isn't on, mate. Football's on next week and the week after and the week after. It never ends. It never stops. The Queen has died, bro. It was monumental. I don't realise. Yeah, I had a lot of respect for her as well, Anto. I've got a lot of respect. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't though. A lot of people, like I've seen on Twitter and all over the internet, like people like full on with the memes and the jokes and that. I'm like, are you mad, bro? With your memes and your jokes? Like, if there's one thing that you don't joke about in the entire history of the human race, mate, the Queen dying, it ain't something you joke about, bro. If you're joking about that, I don't want to know you. To be perfectly honest, mate. If you're sending me jokes and memes about the Queen dying, mate, nah. Like, bro, grow up, innit? And I've seen a lot of disrespect. Like, a lot of people like don't give a shit, man, and that's like shows who you are to me. That. Leclerc looking quick though on this lap. I'll tell you what, that Ferrari with this flashes of yellow on it does look good though. Seeing the taste like promotion one. Nah, Farron. But it's like I know people love to make memes and jokes and like about everything. Like, you know what I mean? Like people joke about everything, but this? Really? Oh, mate, if it's about football, always. Oh, everyone always. You don't have to go on Twitter for 5 seconds. Half of it's like people paying respect, and half of it is jokes, bro. And I'm like, seriously? Like, it's literally like 50-50. Like, half the people are like, people who've actually got a brain, are like showing respect, and people who haven't got a brain are going, ah, look at this. Like, mate, fucking grow up, mate. Oh, mate, it's a bunch of bollocks. You summed it up there. No, do you know, Twitter's about the only social media that I actually go on. I've never bothered with Instagram, never. I never bother with Facebook, really, rarely. You know, you won't catch me there checking Facebook, do you know what I mean? It's dead. Instagram, never. Snapchat and all that bollocks, never. Twitter's about the only thing I do bother with, and that's just been horrible this weekend. Like yesterday and today, it's horrible, mate. Like, people try to make a joke out of it for clout. Like, are you mad? Making a joke out of it. IG and Snap, oh mate. Yeah, but you're younger generation, innit? I'm 30 years old. Like, a 30-year-old on Snapchat is just weird, innit? Like, I don't even know what Snapchat is. Like, I don't even know what you do on Snapchat. Like, is it just purely for, like, you know what I mean? Is it purely for a bit of a kinky one? But nah, no one at the age of 30's got a Snapchat, bro. And if you have, get a life, innit? But it's a younger generation, Instagram and that, Snapchat and that. Nah, bro. I don't even know what that's about. Trevor Sinclair tweeted, nah, I mean, a lot of people just been like horrible with it. It's like, really? Like, I'm not some flipping like massive royal, do you know what I mean? I'm not like some, but you've got to show some respect, surely. If you can't show respect now in your life, you ain't never gonna, are you? You're gonna laugh at everything. You're gonna joke about absolutely everything. Anyway. I didn't want to. To be honest, I didn't want to talk about it because, you know, it's a weird topic to talk about. We'll go back to Formula One. That's where I'm comfortable. We'll talk about the Formula One. But yeah, 10 minutes gone in FP2, and Verstappen and Leclerc separated by 0.04 of a second. Bring that kind of competitiveness on for the rest of the weekend. Perez coming to cross the line now. Then on a quick lap, 23.1 puts him P4, but nearly a second off the pace. Sergio Perez. It doesn't look on it again, Perez. Oh, I'll tell you what, that Ferrari with the yellow looks good. I'm telling you now, they should keep that. The Ferrari with the yellow looking mint. Especially with the medium tyres on as well, with the yellow band on the tyres. The Ferrari with the yellow flashes with the medium tyres on looks mint. That is the best livery they've ever had. Well, not ever. Use Snap to view stories and post, what, like Facebook stories and that? Nah. I've missed the boat on Snapchat. I'll never get on Snapchat at this point. Yeah, how's the racing going on here? Well, it's not racing, is it? But it's on-track action, shall we say. No, the racing's on Sunday afternoon, but we do a bit of practice before that. Then qualifying tomorrow afternoon. This is where we get another idea. Who's quick, who's not, who's struggling. In fact, let me just change something on the thing. There, like that. Oh no, wait. There. Yeah, that's it. We'll be doing alright, the lad. I don't even know who Trevor Sinclair is, but is that a footballer or something? But mate, nah, people making jokes out of it. Get in the bin, bro. Get in the bin. Yeah, you're too old for it, mate. Snapchat, mate. Nah. It feels like Snapchat feels like something a 13-year-old has to me. Do you know what I mean? I'm 30 years older ways. Do you know what I mean? I'm well out of it. Travis Sinclair used to play. Oh, he used to be a ex-City player, is it? I feel like I've heard the name, but I wouldn't know him if he walked past the end of the road. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't know him. I won't recognise him, put it that way. But yeah, we've got Verstappen from Leclerc, Sainz, Perez, Hamilton, and who are they talking about anyway on Sky? Oh, they're talking about Nick De Vries and where he's going to end up. Right, yeah. It's like someone told me in FP1, Mick Doohan, Jack Doohan's dad, is a motorbike legend. I wouldn't know. I am listening to Sky because I love the driver market. So many drivers going to swap. Iwasa. There's so many names being brought up now for a seat for 2023, mate. Felipe Drugovich. Is he Brazilian, him? He's got financial backing, Felipe Drugovich. Oh, I'll tell you what. This... Then what happens to Mick? Yeah, you've got a pool of about 8 drivers and there's about 3 seats. There's about 3 seats. You've got potentially a seat at AlphaTauri if Gasly goes to Alpine. You've got a seat at Haas if they decide to drop Mick Schumacher, which I don't think they should, but the rumour is that they're going to drop Mick Schumacher. Then potentially you've got a seat at Williams if they get rid of Nicholas Latifi, which by all intents and purposes they should do. So you've got like 3 seats and there's about 8 drivers being rumoured. You even got like Hulkenberg and Giovinazzi in the conversation now. You know, ex-drivers that have been put on the sidelines wanting to come back in at like 30 years of age. 33. How old's Hulkenberg? He's got to be getting on a bit. I'm going to have a look at this. How old is Nico Hulkenberg? I feel like he's had his day. How old are you, Hulkenberg? 35, bro. You can't be coming back into it at 35. Really? He's had his career, bro. I remember the highlight of Hulkenberg's career is getting a pole position in Brazil 12 years ago. In a Williams. He's never been on the podium. He's had a few chances to be on the podium. Why is Hulkenberg coming back? I've never rated this. People rate this guy. But, is Sean Goater? Nah. I've heard the name, but I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know who it is. Twitchy Friday. I don't know if there's going to be a Twitchy Friday. What? If I think you might as well. Yeah, ask him away. I don't know what he's planning. But usually he comes off the back of a football match and then does a Twitchy one. Like, it's rare that he won't do the football and then go straight raw sober one on Twitch. I haven't seen that before, so I don't know. Maybe he will just jump on. He started supporting United. What, me? Oh, last year. I'm joking. I was brought up with it. Dad's a United fan, innit? But anyway, only you can be in the chat talking about football when in the middle of a Formula 1 session. But yeah, 3/4 of an hour to go then. Half the field in the garage. Replay on board with Valtteri Bottas braking into turn 1. Is he going to lock a front left tyre? Would be my bet. Oh, he just locks the front slightly and goes over the runoff area. Valtteri Bottas with a beautiful Italian spec lid this weekend. In fact, Valtteri Bottas has got really good taste in there. Lid designs. I tell you what, whoever his designer is who does his crash helmets for him, mate. They're next level. Zhou Guan Yu into the pits then. So it's Red Bull, Ferrari, Red Bull. Bottas in the Alfa Romeo on the soft tyres P5, but he's the only one on the soft tyre. Everyone's on the medium tyre, really. Apart from Ocon, Albon, Ricardo, they've been on the hard tyre. Everyone on the medium set the lap times on the medium early on in this FP2 session. And just Valtteri Bottas going for a quick one on the softs. He's supporting racing. Mick Schumacher. Have you heard of Michael Schumacher, Farron? Come on, everyone's heard of Michael Schumacher in it. Even if you've never watched this in your life, everyone's heard of Michael Schumacher. Well, his son races in F1 these days, Mick. So Michael Schumacher was my childhood hero. He was the guy when I was a kid. It was Michael Schumacher in the red Ferrari. He was the guy. He was the GOAT, right? Michael Schumacher, I don't know what kind of state he's in with his health, but put it this way, it ain't good. He's not in a good place. Brain injury. His son now races in Formula 1. Emotional one, that. And I feel connected to Mick Schumacher's career. I don't know why, but I feel emotionally connected to his career somehow. So I don't know why. I worked that out. I don't know, but I just feel like, I don't know, like, come on, like, please do well. Do you know what I mean? Please do well. You know, it would be unbelievable for him to do well. Like, he's following in his dad's footsteps. I mean, so are other drivers, you know. Max Verstappen's following in his dad, you know. Max Verstappen's following in his, you know, Jos Verstappen was a Formula 1 driver. Jan Magnussen was a Formula 1 driver. You know, Kevin following in his dad's footsteps. You get a lot of it, but there's something about the Mick Schumacher thing that's just like easy I support for that reason. I'm connected in some weird way in my brain. Yeah, everyone's heard of that, innit? Everyone's heard of him, innit, Farron? Lewis the Grim, welcome to the stream, Lewis the Grim. Hulkenberg Giovinazzi may have a low performance ceiling, but he bring experience. Well, that is it. Did he want to play the safe card? They do bring experience, yeah. Some teams may not be willing to take a risk on young drivers and need short-term success in order to survive. It is a point. You know, taking the safe pair of hands, I totally get that. I totally get the point. You know, you take the safe pair of hands, you know, Nico Hulkenberg brings, 12 years of Formula 1 experience, all the rest of it. But if you're a Formula 1 team and you're running a Formula 1 team, and you're in such a position that you can make those decisions, are you not a risk taker to get there? Are you not, if you're the head of Alpine or the head of Williams or the head of whatever, are you not a bit of a risk taker to get there in the first place? You're in Formula 1. Take the risk. Take the gamble and go for the young, exciting prospect. And with an attitude of on your head be it. That's what I'd be like. I'd be like, I'm going for Piastri or whatever. I go for Jack Doohan. I go for over reverting back to an Antonio Giovinazzi. Definitely. Or a Nico Hulkenberg. Yeah, Nico Hulkenberg might finish more races, cost you less in damages, less front wings. But you never know, you might uncover the next gem. You might uncover the next George Russell, the next Lando Norris, the next gem. If you take on a Jack Doohan or a... The thing is, it depends who you've got in the other car as well. It depends who you've got in the other car, because if you've got... You can't have two rookies. Like, there's a point where you go, whoa, there's a point, I can't go fully down that road, because there's a point at where you go, whoa. You can't have two rookies. Like, you couldn't have, like, Tsunoda, to me, still seems like a rookie. Like, he's still making rookie errors. Look at Canada, come out of the pits and straight into the wall stuff. So, Tsunoda, to me, is like a rookie. Now, if you put an actual rookie with Tsunoda, that's a weak team. That's too risky. At that point, it's too risky. So, and I mean, they want this Colton Herta guy, which is Tsunoda and a rookie. To me, that's too much. That's too much of a risk. It depends who you've got in the other car. If I've got Alexander Albon in one of the cars, I take a risk with the other one. I take a risk and I go, Alexander Albon is now an established driver, a good driver. He's my points finishing driver. He's the one that brings it home. Let's take a risk on the other one. It depends who the other guy, because if you've already got Albon and you go for like a Hulkenberg, boring. That's boring. It depends who you've got in the other car. You can't have two rookies. You're asking for a disaster there. I mean, who would the other team be looking? Who would the other team? So, like, if you're McLaren, well, McLaren is sorted. If you're Alpine, you've got Ocon in one car. Take a risk. Although, the thing is with Alpine, though, they're a decent outfit. They ain't fighting for P17, innit? Alpine, it's a difficult one for Alpine. That. Are Alpine in a position to take a rookie? Yeah, that is a risk. It's you again. It's DTJ. 3 bets. Oh, what is wrong with you? What's wrong with Daniel this practice? What's wrong with Daniel since 2018? More to the. What's wrong with Daniel this season? Mickey's like a legacy driver, Maurice. Legacy driver. Yeah, but he has actually proved that he has got it, though. This is the exciting thing, Maurice. I feel like that sounds better. I feel like he's proven more than that, though. It's like Lance Stroll. Like, people say, oh, he's just a pay driver. But Lance Stroll's proven that with or without the money, he deserves his spot there. Like, he's not embarrassingly bad, Lance Stroll. He's in the mix. He does fine. So he's proved that, billions or not, Lance Stroll will probably be there anyway. Mick has had some good races. He's not just there because his surname's Schumacher. He's F2 champion. And he's now beating Kevin Magnussen. So he's actually got it. Do you know what I mean? That's so exciting for me. He's actually got it. But yeah, DTJ, I don't back you putting money on Daniel Ricciardo. It ain't the one, bro. If you're doing that, it sounds like you're doing that, but put it this way, Sauber can afford another season having Zhou Guan Yu scoring a fraction of the points. Well, this is it. The thing about Zhou Guan Yu, right? He's not set the world on fire as Zhou Guan Yu. He's had a couple of good races. I remember Canada, he was in the mix. He scored a point or two in Bahrain in the first race, but there's not really been outstanding moments. But I feel like 9 times out of 10, a driver will get 2 years. Even like Jolyon Palmer, I think, got 2 years. People that aren't very good, or aren't very good, it's harsh, aren't good enough for the absolute elite level of motorsport that this is. People that aren't quite there get 2 years. And then you're in the bin, or you're in the club, sort of thing. Yuki Tsunoda's had 2 years now. I don't know about Yuki Tsunoda. Either. Zhou Guan Yu has had a year. Well, 2/3 of a year. I think he'll get another year. But it has been so one-sided. I think, Alfa Romeo have got 51 points. I think Bottas scored 46 of those 51. Something like that. It's something like that. I think Bottas has scored 46 out of the 51 points that Alfa Romeo have got. That is way too one-sided. Rookie or not, that's pretty mad. Bottas started the season so well, and it's really dropped off. You know, I was looking at the stats before FP1. Bottas had 4 DNFs in the last 6 races. 3 DNFs in a row. So Alfa Romeo have fallen off hard, but can they afford to run Zhou Guanyu? 1 more year. 1 more year. You don't get 3 years for free. You don't get 3 years for free. Well, maybe Latifi. Latifi's had 3 years for free. I think this is Latifi's 3rd year. At least. I think Latifi's done. I think Latifi's done at the end of this season. I think that's it. It should be it. Money on Daniel to beat Norris. To be fair, you probably got good odds on that. But Norris has set a lap time. No, you ain't winning that. Norris has set a lap time 35 thousandths of a second off the pace. You got a yellow flag in sector 2 now. But I don't know what's happened in sector 2. But Verstappen goes quickest by half a second over Leclerc. Norris is 3rd. Ricciardo and Mick Schumacher stopped out on circuit. Schumacher stopped. This weekend is going very well. Why? Where is he? Oh, before the first Lesmo. No. Crofty's referencing when Hamilton crashed on the exit of Lesmo 1 and hit the wall on the inside in 2009. He can't even remember. Red flag. Anyway, Mick Schumacher stopped out on circuit. And we've got a red flag in FP2. Where's my little red flag thing? Well, quite big red flag thing. There it is. In fact, I better stop this time, don't I? Yeah, I don't know. Stop. So the power's cut out for Mick Schumacher, who stopped out on circuit before Lesmo 1. And we've got a red flag in the session. I'll put the timer on that. That's gone off the screen. Good. Let me have a look at this. Okay. Right, Lewis the Grim. A 2-year point. Yeah, the only exception is being a driver with ridiculous financial backing. Yeah, or those were developed as part of Junior Academy. Yeah, but the Junior Academy thing is ruthless, especially if you're in the Red Bull one. You don't even get 2 years. Well, no, you do. You get 2 years in it. But yeah, unless you bring ridiculous financial backing. How long did Maldonado last? Like 7 or 8 years. No, I didn't. How long did Maldonado? I don't know. I feel like he had a good 6 years. See? Mind you, Maldonado won the 2012 Spanish Grand Prix. You can never take that away from him. So fair play to Maldonado. But he bought massive. It was that Venezuelan oil company, wasn't it? PDVSA something. Backed him with millions. Sergei Sorokin as well. Didn't he bring a massive backing? But then you get some drivers as well have got big backing and big talent. I think Felipe Massa always had big backing but big talent. Look at Sergio Perez. He's backed by Carlos Slim, one of the richest men in the world. Backed up by big Donny Mexican companies, bro. Telmex. Absolutely huge. But he's got the talent as well. So Perez brings money and talent. But you just bring money, you ain't really lasting long. Yeah, Maldonado at 6 years. We're saying here, super license points are also important. Yeah, this is the This is the thing, Lewis, about this Colton Herta. Was saying in FP1, he's got a lot of talent, clearly. Like, I don't watch IndyCar. I should do. Clearly he's got a lot of talent. He's 22. I think he's won 7 races. He's a hot shot in IndyCar. But he needs 40 points. He needs, 40 super license points. I think he's got 31 or something, 32. And it depends how stubborn the FIA want to be on that. And it sounds like, from what I'm seeing, that the FIA are being stubborn about these super license points. So I don't know. This has a big knock-on effect as well. Because if AlphaTauri can't get Colton Herta, they're not going to want to let Pierre Gasly go to Alpine, are they? They're going to try with everything that they've got to keep Pierre Gasly if they can't get this Colton Herta. And the thing is someone like Mick Schumacher going to be able to go to AlphaTauri if they don't get Colton Herta? Because AlphaTauri is meant for the Red Bull Junior guys. I mean, obviously there's been a couple of exceptions over the year. I mean, look at Perez in the Red Bull. Now he wasn't in the Red Bull Junior program, but he's found himself in a Red Bull. But AlphaTauri are going to want to look within their own coop of young drivers. But if Gasly goes, man, and you're going to have a lineup of like Tsunoda and a rookie, that's mad. So it does make the Colton Herta situation is pivotal for the whole driver market for next season. It'd be interesting to how hard the FIA stick to the guns with this, because Red Bull, the whole Red Bull company, or the Red Bull Racing, will be negotiating now, trying to get this Colton Herta into the AlphaTauri. American driver, that comes with massive PR opportunities. That having an American, because obviously we'll have 3 Grand Prix in the US next season and no American driver. You're gonna have, next season you're gonna have Miami, Las Vegas, and obviously the one in Austin, Texas, and no American driver. Yeah, they're going to want an American driver. So this super license points thing, I don't know. I reckon money will talk, and because he's proven it, like he's not some unknown random guy in Formula 4. Like, he's a race winner in IndyCar. I think buttons will be pushed. Financial buttons will be pushed, and I think unless the FIA go full stubborn and like he hasn't got enough points, bam, game over. Then open the drama book, because the drama is on at that point. Because what happens to Gasly then? Big conversations. Maldonado lasts around 6 years. What a legend. AlphaTauri is a tricky one. Yeah, I think they're testing the waters with Herta. If we can get him a seat, he'll look to sell the team to Andretti, do you reckon? I want to see Andretti as an 11th team, me. There's room for 12 teams. We're back underway, by the way. Let me get rid of that red flag. Green flag. What's the timing saying? Let me have a look at the timings. But yeah, we're back underway in FP2. 23 and a half minutes to go. I'll put the timer back on in a minute. What was I saying about Andretti? I'd love Andretti to come in as an entirely new outfit with the Porsche engine, because some news, I think, was it this morning or yesterday, is that the Porsche Red Bull deal's broken down, so there won't be a Red Bull Porsche ain't going to be a thing, because it was Porsche was supposedly looking to buy into Red Bull. It was going to be Red Bull Porsche. They were going to have Porsche engines, all the rest of it. That's fallen down. So will we see a scenario where it's Andretti and they come in with Porsche engines? Now that's a scenario I'd love to see. Right, we'll get the timer back up and running. 23 minutes to go in FP2. That's that. Get that back up there. And we're back underway. Right. But yeah, Andretti, to me, the holy grail is another team. A new team is like hen's teeth. I'd love to see that. But it's such a mammoth effort in terms of cost and to start fresh. It's so much easier just to take over an existing team, like Lawrence Stroll did with the whole Racing Point thing that's now become Aston Martin. Just buy into an existing team. Obviously, Sauber, will they end up selling up to, a big company, like Audi and all the rest of it? Yeah, so it is easier for Andretti just to take over AlphaTauri. I don't know if are they looking. I've not heard that they're looking for a way out though. They've wanted to sell that team since they got Max into Red Bull. I didn't know that. No chance of getting another young driver into first team unless a superstar comes through. Yeah, this is it. I feel like that Red Bull's locked up for a couple of years now. Verstappen, Perez. I think they're happy with Perez. He does a good enough job where it's not embarrassing, but it's not enough to beat Max. So it's he's in that perfect. Look at Martin Brundle here at the Ascari chicane. Yeah, I mean, I say it every week, but this is one of the best places to watch Formula One. Where Martin Brundle gets in these practice sessions. I'm glad that they've got the gravel. I'm glad that there's gravel back on the outside of Parabolica. In Belgium as well, we saw the... But yeah, Ascari chicane. This is a legendary circuit, this. Probably the one race I would go... This would probably be my first choice of a race to go to. I've been to the British Grand Prix, obviously, a few times. I've been to the Mexican Grand Prix, but... Italian Grand Prix, next level. Sell the team, yeah. I'm not super license points, Dominic. So I think this is a system brought in ever since Max Verstappen was promoted into Formula One at 17 years of age and no one knew him. Basically, what it is a system to ensure that any driver entering Formula One is prepared for it. So it prevents a Formula One team plucking some random youngster who's not ready for it. You've got to earn it. So you earn super license points by racing in respected categories. So if you race in Formula 2, I don't know exactly the flipping... you get 8 points for racing Formula 2. I don't know the exact figures, but you're gonna get super license points by racing in Formula 2, winning Formula 2. I think if you win the Formula 2 championship, you know what I mean, you're in. I think you've probably spent 2 or 3 years in Formula 2, you're in. If you're in IndyCar, you're gaining loads of points there. If you're IndyCar champion, that thumbs up, you've got enough points to enter Formula One. But it's basically just a system where so that drivers are picked on merit. So you can't just have some random youngster who's not ready, who's 17 years old, and they pluck him from Formula 4 because they think he's the next big thing and he brings £8 billion with him. And You know what I mean? So they've got to show that they've got the talent, and they've got to show that they're ready for it, prepared, and it's just a system to put that in place. I think it was, I might be wrong, but I think it was on the back of Toro Rosso picking Max Verstappen from Formula 3, and he'd only done a handful of races in single-seat cars. So basically, he was really underprepared. Obviously, that worked out, luckily, like Verstappen was good enough, but had that been someone else who's 17, only done a handful of actual races, it could have gone drastically wrong. Like, it could have been like a 17-year-old kid who's has a massive incident and just not ready for it. Luckily, Verstappen was, but I think at that point the FIA were like, whoa, you're bringing 17-year-olds in from Formula 3 who've done for 6 races. We need to put a limit on this, and so that's how they've controlled it. So basically, this is coming up in conversation now because AlphaTauri want to hire a driver who's in IndyCar at the moment, 22-year-old American Colton Herta, but he hasn't got enough of these super license points to be able to be allowed to compete in Formula 1. Now, this is where the contention is in the grey area, because realistically, Colton Herta is ready. He's won 7 races in IndyCar. He's next up and coming, you know, he's already a bit of a superstar as far as I know in IndyCar. So he is ready, but I think you need 40 super license points. I think he's got 31 or 32, so he's not quite there. So AlphaTauri want to bring him into Formula 1 now, but they've got this rule: you've got to have so many of these points. He's not accumulated enough of them, so it's bringing up this whole conversation, and that's why it's a thing at the moment in Formula 1. These super license points, because they're trying to hire this American hotshot from IndyCar, basically. So yeah. Yeah, that's it, Lewis. Yeah, he brought him because of Mac's lack of experience. That worked. Denver doing a Demcast tomorrow. It makes sense. That. I think he'd do the UFC in it a ways. He'd probably do the UFC the fighting, and then a swinging Saturday or whatever. After that, that's how it is a ways. It makes sense. There's a lot of politics surrounding the Herta thing. Yeah, there'd be a lot of politics and there'd be a lot of money. Anyway, I can't believe we're 45 minutes gone. We're only 15 minutes to go in FP2 now. But yeah, Mercedes with the Flovis paint on. So let's have a little update. So it's Sainz Verstappen 1-2. I've not even looked at the times. So Sainz on a 1:21.6 is the quickest time in FP2. Everyone on set the fastest lap time on the soft tyres. So everyone's been out on the soft tyres except for Yuki Tsunoda, whose fastest time is set on the mediums. But it is Sainz on a 1:21.6, quickest by a tenth of a second, tenth and a half, to Max Verstappen on a 1:21.8. Then you've got Leclerc 2 tenths behind that. And it's Lando Norris still up there in P4, albeit 7 tenths off the pace. P4, you've got George Russell 5th. We're on board with Russell's teammate Lewis Hamilton into the Ascari chicane, pulling 4G into the corner. But yeah, Lewis having to come through the back of the grid. Obviously, I've got a list on the top of the screen there in the other corner of drivers with grid penalties, Lewis Hamilton being one of them. So Lewis will start somewhere towards the back, 17th, 18th, something like that. So see where he can do what he can do from there. But that rear wing on the Mercedes looks really low downforce package. That is really low. I mean, the Ferrari as well. Look at the Ferrari's rear wing. But that Mercedes does look proper low downforce settings. Point system is weighed against IndyCar. I think it is. I don't know exactly how it is, but I don't think they're giving IndyCar the respect. I think they're putting a lot more weight on Formula 2 than they do on IndyCar, which is a little bit contentious, isn't it? You know, I think IndyCar's a lot more powerful, a lot quicker than Formula 2. But I suppose they want to promote that hierarchy, you know, the Formula 3, Formula 2, Formula 1, you know, they want to keep that as the main pyramid, basically. And then, yeah, you've got these side things. You've got your Formula E. You probably get a decent amount of points from being in Formula E. You probably get a decent amount from being in IndyCar. You might get some from being in World Endurance Championship, maybe. I don't know. I have to properly look it up. But you probably get a few from being in what's the top category called? P1, Prototype 1? LMP1 it used to be called, but I don't even think it's called LMP1 anymore. But the top category in the World Endurance Championship, you probably get a few points for being in that. NASCAR, I have no idea. But yeah, I feel like IndyCar is underserved with respect to those super license points, and that's proved an issue for Colton Herta. But I think in the end, money will talk. You know, I think in the end, money will talk, and they'll get Colton, and Gasly will go to Alpine, and everything will work out. Hopefully Mick's still with a seat next year. Please, someone give Mick a seat. Mick could end up at AlphaTauri at the end of all this. Mick could end up at Williams at the end of all this. With Alex. Albon Schumacher won't be a bad team at Williams. I just hope he gets a seat somewhere. Yeah, it works better that way, doesn't it? Cal Milot qualifies for Super License despite being battered by her every week. Yeah, that's it, because Ilot's been in Formula 2, hasn't he? Yeah, so it's a weird one. It's a weird one, isn't it, Lewis? That's weird. Callum Ilott might not be... I don't know how good or bad he is in IndyCar, but, you know, Colton Herta is one of the top drivers over there. And yet Callum Ilot's got the super license because he's been in Formula 2, and for that you probably get a hell of a lot of points. What a scenario. But yeah, 10 minutes to go in FP2. Russell Team Radio. Deployment all over the place. Also, look at that. There's absolutely no porpoising. I mean, imagine if they'd have done Monza as like round 3 or something like that. There'd have been full porpoise. Look, not even a hint of it, look. Oh, it's been fully sorted out now, hasn't it? Imagine Monza was like in the early, you know, in the first half dozen races of the season. Oh, mate. Lewis would have had to have a 3-race break from being his lower back pains. But luckily, Monza's come up now, you know, round 16. And porpoising's been well and truly sorted out. I tell you what, I love that Ferrari with the yellow on it. They've also got Flovis paint on the rear wing as well, I think, just to add even more. But yeah, that Ferrari with the yellow, I think it stands out, it pops. The yellow crash helmet as well, looks mint. But yeah, we're looking at it being Sainz, Verstappen, Leclerc, Norris, Russell, Perez, Hamilton, Ocon, Alonso, Albon top 10. With 9 minutes to go in FP2. I think the fastest lap times have been done half an hour ago, to be honest. And we're just on long run pace. Ferrari are looking... Ferrari have got to win this weekend, surely, haven't they? I mean, I've probably said that nearly every week, but surely this time, I mean, you've got... Leclerc's got to win this. I mean, he's well out of the championship anyway. It's not like he's got to win it to stay in the championship fight. Nah. Like, the championship fight's already dead. But he's got to win it just for pride. I don't know. He's got to win it just to, please. He's got to, man. Leclerc's got to win this because you've got Verstappen, Perez, Sainz and Hamilton all with grid penalties. So realistically, you're looking at a Leclerc-Russell front row on Sunday. Realistically, you're looking at Leclerc-Russell front row. Leclerc's got to win on Sunday. If Ferrari still mess this up and Verstappen ends up winning from like 7th and Leclerc starts on pole and Verstappen still wins from like 7th or 8th, I would just be like, what the hell, bro? On board with Esteban Ocon into turn 1. Helmet camera. It's become a thing now, helmet camera. Some of these things are just little gimmicks that you never see again. I remember there was one camera in Abu Dhabi one year that was looking into the driver's eye. One race, that was gone. Little gimmick. But this helmet camera seems to be a thing now. Half the grid's got it. Yellow flag sector 2. What is going on? Green flag, track clear again. So I don't know, did someone just run wide and rejoin? But yeah. Yeah, Ocon, this is just long run pace. This is not, a flying lap as such. Yeah, they're just saying on Sky about Ferrari's absolute disaster class this season. Max and Red Bull have done a very good job yet, but Leclerc and Ferrari have thrown it away in various different ways, shapes and forms. They have thrown this away. The championship should be a lot closer than what it is. I mean, either way, Verstappen would probably be leading the championship anyway, but the gap shouldn't be 109 points with 7 races to go. The gap should be 30 points. Not 109. It's ridiculous. That's like Man City being 20 points clear in January. Like, give them the trophy, innit? Well, so is it Zhou Guanyu? Oh no, Valtteri Bottas has ran wide. The exit of Lesmo 2 and gone right across the gravel. Oh, it's not what you want to be doing, that, Valtteri. Replay with wow, Leclerc nearly into the back of Sebastian Vettel in turn 1. He's having to slalom round the barriers, but whoa, he nearly hit Vettel then in the braking zone into turn 1. 5 minutes to go in FP2. They picked the worst year to introduce helmet cam. Yeah. They probably did, actually. Yeah, this is the worst year for helmet cam. Because even though the porpoising doesn't look extreme off-board, especially compared to the beginning of the season, like the porpoising's virtually gone when you see it off. But on board, they still bounce in a little bit, aren't they? They're still bouncing. And when you've got a helmet camera, yeah, it is. He's snowing again, Sean. I can't get rid of it, bro. No, do you know what happens, right? I can delete the white, Sean, right? But if I delete the white of the snow, it deletes the names are all in white and all the text is in white. So it all gets wiped out. So it's either this is the best. It's the best I can do. It's a snowy day in Italy. It's the best I can do, Sean. I will rally. Welcome in. You love a bit of snow on the Italian Alps, don't you? Don't you, Sean? But yeah, welcome in, Will Rally. And Sean, you joined me right at the end. 3.5 minutes to go. Every time, innit, Sean? Every time. No, it's actually a beautiful summer's, well, a beautiful autumn afternoon in Italy today. I don't know what the weather forecast is for the weekend, but I assume it's dry because I feel like if it had forecast rain this weekend, I would have heard about it. So it's probably just a dry weekend. Straightforward one. Hopefully Verstappen has some competition though. Verstappen with a 5-place grid penalty, so wherever he qualifies tomorrow anyway, he'll go back 5. Ferrari got to win. They're doing well. They're doing alright. I think they're about 6/10 off. Yeah, 6-7 tenths off the pace. The Mercedes pair. What are they? 5th and 7th Mercedes. Not setting the world on fire. Yeah, 7 and 8 tenths off the pace, and the Mercedes guys. It's not the end of the world, but it's not phenomenal pace. Sainz goes straight across the. Whoa. Yeah, Sainz bailed out of turn 1 here. Hamilton Verstappen down the back straight towards Parabolica then. With 2 minutes to go. Both going to be a road to 1K. That graphic's going to be on this screen for... I do not know how long that's going to be. If that graphic's still on screen, in 5 years, it's gone wrong, hasn't it? I mean, if I'm sat here, grey hair, grey beard, and I've still got the thing on road to 1K, just tell me to give up. Tell me it ain't for you, Rob. It ain't for you. I don't know how long that graphic's going to be there, but put it this way, that loading bar's moving slow. He's moving slow, isn't he, that loading bar? Come on, guys. You're leaving Twitch next week. Mate, you've switched over so many times. How come you're switching back over? Mate, I feel like you was YouTube then. I feel like you've got a bigger following on Twitch. I thought things are taking off for you on Twitch. You've got the advertising revenue coming through. You've got people that host you and that. Has he got a broken front wing? I thought things were taking off for you on Twitch, Sean. I thought you were doing well. You have like 500 followers or something. Twitch is now a porn website. Well, just sit in your hot tub and do it, Sean. Just get a hot tub, bang it under your desk, sit in that, and put it in the hot tub and babes category or whatever it's called. Done. You definitely take off then. Hey Sean, do you know how this channel would take off, right? This is how it'd take off. I wouldn't do it, right? But if I did a full race like this, then you know what I mean? That's how I do it, innit? Do you know what I mean? If I want to do it properly, it's got to be motorsport potato's got to come out, and it actually looks good as well. Imagine, hello and a big welcome to the channel. Welcome to the Italian Grand Prix. Get in there, Elaine. It actually looks good. It actually matches it. We've got the black chair going on. I'll do a race like this, innit? That's it. No, do you know what I'd be gutting, right? If I did a race like this and I got like, imagine I got like bare views, I'd be like, why am I better off as a potato? What's going on here? I'd be like, what do I do? Like, imagine I do a race as a potato and it gets sick and it pops and it's sick. I'd be like, is that it now? I'm a potato. I'd be sat here going, is that it now? I'm a potato forever. It makes my teeth massive as well, and I ain't got good teeth, you know. Big yellow teeth on that thing. Get in there, lad. It actually looks legit, you know. Right, anyway, that's the end of it. Do you know what? I better switch the filter back because I'll forget, and then I will actually go live with it on by accident. I'll forget to put it back, innit? Wait there. There. We're back. Motorsport Potato. He'll come back one day, him. Motorsport Potato. He'll come back, him. Sean, if you see this channel has changed its name to Motorsport Potato, and I'm sat here as a potato, and there's bare people in, the chat's popping, mate, you'd be like, what is he doing? You know it's a crisis, bro. You know that I've gone too far to try and make it. I've gone too far. If it ends up Motorsport Potato, lad. Right, anyway, that's it for FP2. In the end, it was Carlos Sainz quickest from Verstappen, Leclerc, Norris, Russell, Perez, Hamilton, Ocon, Alonso and Albon scrapes into the top 10. I back Williams to have a strong weekend, actually. Grid penalties aside, I don't know. There is a rumour that Albon's got a penalty. Some people saying he has, some people saying he hasn't. So I don't know. But I back Williams to have a strong weekend. But anyway, I'll be back 10 to 12 for practice 3. I don't normally do practice 3, but I figure I may as well do all the sessions because the races are far between. So if I don't do every session when it's actually on, then what am I even doing? So yeah, I'll be back for practice 3 tomorrow. That's midday. I'll be live at 10 minutes before that, and then qualifying I think's 3 p.m. Be live at 10 to 3 for qualifying if you're joining me for that. But yeah, that's about it for today, guys. Yeah, do drop me a like on the stream if you have enjoyed it. Obviously, it does help the channel, grow. Please subscribe as well if you are a Formula 1 fan. I'm obviously live for every qualifying, every race. Got 7 races to go in 2022. And hopefully Ferrari can win a few of them. Mercedes can be competitive. You know, the pace is looking good, and it's grid penalties all round this weekend, just like it was in Belgium. But yeah, join me tomorrow 10 to 12 for a midday start for practice 3. See you then, guys. Peace out, and appreciate every single one of you that's watched it. Peace out, guys. See you tomorrow. Cheers, Lewis. Me too, bro.